All right, welcome to it, everyone. Day 2 of the Leather Pocket League playoffs for the Wednesday division. And we got a great one. Let me fix the scoreboard. This is not the one-loss side. This is the winner side final. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. That looks a little better, right? Who Ate My Rice playing Bus Boys. You'll see Bus Boys. They're wearing the stylish matching green and white yellow shirts. And Bus Boys kind of in the mix of shirts. And this should be a great one. This is the winner side final, so we're expecting some great pool here. And just bear with me for a moment. We are going to be live on Facebook and YouTube all day long. 3 matches today, potential 4 if it goes to a double dip. It is true double elimination tournament. I'm going to have to run over and turn down the music in a moment. So if you guys can just bear with me for a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Didn't want to have the microphone picking up too much of the music in the background, otherwise then our stream will get muted, and then you guys wouldn't get to listen to my amazing commentary. So let's see, we got Warren Saffel here on the right. I know all these players quite well. All good friends of mine. Known them all for years. Some of them not as long as others, but know them all quite well. Got Julio, also known as Jean, playing on the left table there. Fierce competitor, getting better every day. Every time he plays, he's getting better. Warren Saffel on the right here, he's a Calgary snooker legend. He's won the Alberta Championship, I believe, as well. He's got some good titles in that game, but he's also a wizard on these small tables as well. So put him on a 7-foot or a 12-foot, either way. He can move the rock. And let me just get these comments loaded up both on Facebook and YouTube so I can follow along with the chat. I saw Sean Carroll was in watching yesterday. He's moving close to Calgary, so he's going to be playing lots of this kind of stuff, league playoffs and whatnot. And I noticed the camera on the left is a little not as good as I'd like it to be, so I'll try to maybe play with that a little as we go. See if I can get that shine down a little. Somewhere around there should do. A little better. We got Mick Landers on the other table. He used to be one of the Q Sports Live partners, but he has a very, very busy drywall business. Nasty Boys Drywall. So he had to kind of check out from Q Sports Live and focus on that, which is all good, of course. It's hard to get that left camera looking as good as the right one, but, you know, I'm running the solo ship this weekend. Grant is at the Super Billiard Expo, the lucky dog. Looks like a great event. It's getting lots of pictures from Johnny Pay-Pompey, Mark Vino, and the guys that are there. Looks like an amazing time. So Warren with the run out there. Derek, Mick, and Warren's team name is not Who Ate My Rice, no. They are the Bus Boys. We got Reiner stepping up to break on the right-hand table. They're up 1-0, racing to 13. A little second ball action on the break. He really got into that one, but he's not making a ball, or is he? Gets one. The last second action on that ball. So hopefully the sound's all good today. Stream's looking clear. Hopefully it runs good all day. Got lots of great pool today. This is the winner side final. After this, we're going to have the loser side final. The B side final will be between the winner of Apex and Broken English are over there doing battle, a repeat match of the first round where we saw Broken English win that match. So we'll see if Apex, Jeff's team, can take down his wife's team, Lan Fong, and get some revenge from yesterday. And if you guys are just tuning in, we're watching the league playoffs, Leather Pocket League playoffs. These teams played 28-week season, all leading up to this. And today the winner is going to take home $4,500. So pretty juicy prize pool. Out of the 8 teams here, last place, 7th, 8th place got $1,000. So all the teams got paid out. Really fun league because you get to play on the same tables every week, and they're beautiful tables. They play really nice. Let's see. We didn't get to watch Julio play yesterday. Looks like he's going to pot this 8 to put his team on the board. And he does just that. And it's all tied up at 1. He gives a little fist bump, try to get the team going. I like it. That's what you got to do in these team matches. You got to get your team fired up, get them going. You'll love to see it. So if you're interested how to get involved in this league, you can come check out Leather Pocket in person or give us a call, or you can shoot me a message or give me a call, whatever works. Give you all the details. Got a summer league starting first week of June. It's going to run for 10 weeks. And lots of different options there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, 7-foot, 9-foot, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball. Different games. All, of course, Fargo handicap, similar to this, but it's 3-player teams in the summer. So the handicap will be $18.60 for 3 players in the summer. This handicap for this division, which was our Wednesday night division, is $2,800 combined for 5 players. And next weekend we'll have Some more playoffs for our Tuesday-Thursday combined division. And that'll run Saturday starting from 11 a.m. Mountain Time right through to Sunday. So make sure you guys are sharing that stream. Lots for me too. I just shared it a whole bunch of times. That's all we ask of these free streams, people, is share, share, share. So let's see what we got here for Reiner on the right-hand table shooting the stripes. That 12 is in nightmarish position, but has he landed perfect here to draw over and disturb it? He might have. Might have landed perfect here. It doesn't appear it will slip by the 4 into the upper right, so. But maybe it does. Certainly hard to tell from here, but looking outside of the camera, it looks like it may actually go by there. It may. This could be another nice little win for Bus Boys. Retake that 1-game lead. All he's got to do is pot this. Just roll it in. Oh, and he overcut it, and it didn't even look like there was room to overcut it, considering where the 4 was. Tricky one. Those ones you got to make sure you ride them in off that right side rail, so undercut it just a little all the time. Let it cheat in off the long rail. So, tricky little backdoor out for his opponent, especially if he's going to do that on the first shot. Mark Lay at the table there. He's going to have to play a safety. We saw him grind some games yesterday, which he did very well at. So we'll see what he does here. Let's see. He's got to look to make sure he doesn't leave the 1 rail kick, which is definitely on from a lot of spots over where he just looked. I'd almost rather leave him like the left edge of the 12 than leave him that 1 rail kick. So maybe get the cue ball right near the middle diamond on the end rail. Does that work? That might even still leave that 1 rail on. So maybe use the 3-6 for cover as a safer bet. You'll take away that right long rail. You don't want to leave him that. Let's see. Safety certainly has to be the play here. His balls are not in good positions. Oh, this is very, very smart, because now he's taking control of the 8 ball to ensure that if Reiner comes up with some sort of shot, he can't get the 8. He needs to make some wizard shot and break the 8, because it's not going to even bank. He froze him up on it. So let's see. He's going to chip and chase here. Try to hope he gets a better opportunity later to maybe get down there and break the 8. Mark's going to be in no rush to break it for him. What a shot from Dave on the left table. Very nice shot. He's going to have to make a couple of good ones here, though, now. He's in tough. Very tough. What looked like a great pot did not really do him any favors at all. And the 8 ball is in trouble, too, so I can't say I love his chances over there. Another smart shot from Mark on the right side table. Very good. That's how you got to play 8-ball. You got to keep control. When you have control, you got to keep it. Don't give any breathing room to your opponent. It's actually not the worst thing Dave could do there. He put his ball near a hole, so if he does get another chance, he can use that hanger to develop the 8 at some point, potentially. So let's see what Pedro can do over there. We got Pedro for Who Ate My Rice. Shooting low balls, but they're tricky. He's got to play 5 balls in that top left pocket. The 2 is in an awkward spot near the 8, and you hate to move it right away. You'd like to leave that till later if you could, just as a little insurance, but he might have to move it soon, right after the 3, I think. Let's see, what could he do here? He's got to watch the rub on the 8, but I think he's got to play the 2 right now. Kind of just spin through it. And he should be on the 6, 5, the 7. There's lots of balls over there to be on. Ball in hand for Mark here. He's played this rack smart so far. He should eyeball this 3-ball combination. Does the 4-8-1 ball go? Is the 4-8-1 wired? 4-8-1's wired, right? Julio's sitting beside me. It's wired. I think that's the shot. Because you could play it with like a 2-way. You could like hook him on the 3. I don't know what his plan is here. I don't know if I like using the 4 to break it out, because then what are you landing on? You got to land on the 1, but the 1's probably going to go in. Tricky. I'm predicting at least one more safety from Mark over there on the right side table. Oh, and he's crashed into the back of the 12. That was probably worst case scenario. Now he's pushed his opponent's ball kind of near the hole, taking away a lot of safeties. He still has control of the 8. I'm not sure what the play is here. Maybe the 7-8-1 combo. Could you be that brave? I think worst case, you probably hang the 1, and you still have control of that pocket. You could play the cue ball kind of down near the end rail. Yeah, I like that shot. Play the cue ball down near the end rail, near the bottom left corner. Play the 7-8-1 combo, the cue ball near the left corner. That way, if the combo goes, you're on the 4. If it doesn't go, you left your opponent far away and really thin. Mark's smart. He finds all the good safeties. The only thing I don't love about that is he pushed the 4 to a bad spot. And it was in a great spot before. Oh, wow. That one was flying. Didn't quite get over it. We saw like a whole bunch of ball in hands missed yesterday. It was hard to watch. Hopefully he doesn't miss this one. Is he gonna get this cue ball in hand? Or is he gonna just shoot from there? He likes it from there. I think there were 3 ball in hands missed, and 1 given up that wasn't a ball in hand. His opponent just asked, "Is it foul?" And he's like, "Yep." Right? But then his teammates were like, "You hit the rail for sure." And then I watched it. Oh, yeah, definitely. Like with lots of room to spare. Wasn't even that close. He took ball in hand, though. That was good. If he didn't get this all the way out, he's got another layup safety. Easy one. The trick is don't push the 1 near the 4. Get the 1 out in the open if you're playing the safety. That's assuming he doesn't have the pot on the 1. Reiner went over and looked and isn't asking for a ref, so that tells me he probably has enough to pot it. Or it's not even close and Reiner knows he's playing a safety. We're about to find out. But on these kind of shots, if you are playing safe, try to get the 1 out. You know, even to the middle of the table would be great, but get it out in the open somewhere. I think he can spin it in. Looks like he's ducks behind the 8, rolls the 1 over the hole. This Mark Leia, he's a smart player. He knows how to keep control. That's what you got to do in these situations. Keep control of the table. Your opponent gave you a free one. Don't give it back. Oh, and look at this. Has the 4 tied up the 8 on the other table? That might be a bit of a lucky roll if it has. There's some drama unfolding already in this match. Early days. Race to 13. It's only 1-1. Oh, what a hit. And look at the reward. And his teammates got to love that. I don't know if Mark has this 1 ball. I don't think so. I think he needs the short cue here. Or he needs a lot of spin. Tough to tell from back here. Make sure if you guys are just tuning in, click that share button. We got lots of great pool to come today. Lots of great shots in this match. Just like that one we just saw. These guys can play. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He could just see it. And Dave plays an attempted safety on the other table, but I think the 9 didn't get in the way of the 4. Still a little bit tough there from Pedro. He might see him play another safety. Okay, let's see what Pedro's got in store. Just going to roll up to this ball. I like it. Smart shot. Only problem is he hasn't got the 6 in the open. He's kind of made a mess of it. Anytime you're playing safeties like that, you got to try to get your balls out in the open. No point playing safe and leaving them tied up, because the odds of you getting ball in hand are pretty slim. Most of these players will kick and hit the ball or jump and hit the ball. You're not really getting ball in hand very much. Let's see, 1 rail towards the 9. Any hit here could do him pretty good. Oh, he's not going to get a rail after. You got to get a rail after contact in this game. So you'll notice on that left table, he hit the ball, but it didn't do him any good. If you don't get a rail after, it is a foul. And that's what we saw happen there. So ball in hand for Pedro with a pretty good look. And, of course, only because I said you don't get ball in hand too much, did he get ball in hand. That's the way it always works. So hopefully we're not having any more stream problems today. I know yesterday Facebook was a little finicky, but seems to be good now. And I'm following the chat on both, so if you guys want to comment along on either one, keep me entertained today since I'm doing some solo work this weekend. Grant will be back next weekend from Super Billiard Expo. His team is playing in playoffs as well, so we'll have Mr. Zemp back in the house. Yes, there is indeed jumping. There's a question on the YouTube there. Jumping is allowed, and good afternoon, James Gibson. The Facebook chat. Blaine tuned in. Mike. Welcome, everyone. Oh, and Pedro throws the whole body into that one. That was a big old chicken wing stroke, as we call it. You got to stay a little more still, usually in this game, but his teammates are having a good laugh at that one. I think as you get older, it becomes harder to stay still on the ball. So you can't really blame a guy for, hitting the odd shot a little funny as age becomes a factor. Let's see on the single screen view here what he's looking at. He's going to shoot the ball on the rail. That's really all he can do. It's tough to shoot the other one and get shape, so this is probably the best way. And he's made a really good shot to pot the ball, but I think he just hooked himself. I think he's dead hooked. Michael wants to know, am I coming back to Grays Lake? Oh, hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. We don't have any plans to stream out there anytime in the near future, but we're obviously open to traveling. I always say we have camera gear, we will travel. And I love to play, so if there's a tournament, I'll drive, I'll fly, I'll do whatever I got to do to get there and play. What's Pedro got here? Ball in hand. Can't find the cue ball. He's all shook up. Hopefully he shoots the correct ball. This can get a little confusing sometimes. Is he gonna? Okay, good. He is gonna shoot the correct ball. I know sometimes these guys have, it's easy to lose focus under pressure, so you don't blame them for any of this stuff. Nice job by Pedro there to hold it together and give his team a 3-1 lead. And just a quick shout out for our next major event after the other playoffs next weekend. This will be our next major tournament. It'll be 3-player teams. Second annual Huntington's Disease Hope for a Cure tournament. I'm really looking forward to this one. Already 33 teams entered, 48 capped, so only 15 spots left. And if it fills, it'd be amazing. If you guys have any questions about that tournament, shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. I know the poster's a little tough to read, but I can send it to you. Lots of info on there, but so many great things happening for that tournament. I'm a huge fan of what Georgios does to put that all together, and I'm all for supporting that as much as we can. And I hope you guys do as well. Julio to break on the left. He's got a couple of balls, but he's kind of stuck back there. Does he have the 7 in the side? If he has the 7 in the side, then he has a chance here. If he doesn't, then it's probably got to be a safety shot. And On the right, we got Paul Silva, who you guys may have seen tuned in later on yesterday. Oh, and he's flicked the 4 and hooked himself behind his last ball. And James says he's old, not shaky, just can't shoot straight. But he has fun trying. See, that's the main thing. I always tell players, if you're not having fun, then you're in the wrong game. You gotta have fun, and then you can never play bad, right? Another one of my mottos is you can never lose if you always learn. Is that a good one? It's a good one, right? I don't know who the wise person was that once told me that. I'm sure it's a quote from some other sport, but it really applies to pool for me. As long as I'm always attentive to try and learn something when I play, then I never feel like I lost. So what's Paul doing here on the right? He's jumping this ball. Try to pot it in the side because the 8's blocking upper left, so this is a tricky one. He's given a really good effort, but I think he's scratched too. Yeah, there was a lane through there to scratch. Ball in hand. Ruel coming to the table over there. And Warren to the table on the left. And it was a safety shot, the opener from Julio. But I'm not sure if there's a guy on any of these teams that you want to get in a safety battle with less than Warren. His touch is exceptional, and his knowledge of the game is probably unmatched by everybody else in this room, I would think. Just from his solid snooker background, the defensive side of his game is going to be probably a lot stronger than most. Just seeing percentages and whatnot from playing years of 8-ball as well. But he let that safety leak out a little, and now this is what you want to do if you're Julio and you're playing Warren. You got to try to run and gun. You don't want to be trying to tie up balls and get in that grinding game, like I said. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Do me a favor, make sure you click that thumbs up button on both. And give us a share, as that's all we ever ask for with these free streams. I know there's lots of other pool going on, World Snooker, Super Billiard, Expo, Four Bears, Fedor Tony match. There's lots. There's lots. But this is some really, really great pool, and I'm a huge fan of team pool. I love team pool. And where else can you get this cool split screen where you can watch 2 games at the same time? I'll tell you where. Nowhere. Haven't seen it. But we got another match coming up after this one. Will be the B-side final, the one-loss side final between the winner of Broken English and Apex. The winner of that's going to play the loser of this match. Coming up shortly after the 2 matches are finished. So we'll have that round, and then the final scheduled for around 4 o'clock. But we'll see how it goes. So it looks like Julio's going to call a ref here. We're going to take a close look too. We got the replay if we need it. Usually most of these calls are pretty obvious. I think he's got lots of room here. I don't think the 8's even going to move. The 8 did move. Yeah, I thought it was a foul. Yeah, good call. Good call by Kerry there for sure. That was the right call. So I knew yesterday when somebody asked for a ref, I thought, yeah, that's the guy for the job. Nobody's hit more balls in a lifetime than Kerry Campbell. So he knows how they react. He knows how they're supposed to move. the ins and outs of the game really well, so he actually makes quite a good ref. And I also know there's no friends or feelings involved when he refs a shot. So, and just a no-nonsense guy, so he probably, you know, makes a fantastic ref in my eyes. Glad to have him in the room here. Like I said, I'm kind of running the solo ship, trying to manage the business and stream the event. Looks like a good shot from Ruel here on the right side table. Didn't need to be closer to the ball than this. 8's right near the hole, so all he's got to do is keep his stroke true. Which he has no problem with. And a 4-1 lead. Who Ate My Rice looking like they came to play this morning. They do tend to look like a team that gels very well together, all close friends. If anybody knows the Filipino pool community, they're very close. They're like family. They have big tournaments all the time. They have a big Christmas party. They're really great guys. They're all really, really great guys. And we're super lucky to have them at Leather Pocket. We really enjoy having them here. I know I personally really do, because I just love when people have fun while they're playing pool. Pool can get a little too serious sometimes at a high level. But when you watch these guys, they'll bet like the car and still have a lot of fun while they're playing. You'll see them joking and laughing and just having a great time. That's what it's all about, right? And you're welcome. You're welcome, Nick. Of course, buddy. And don't worry, I got you. I got your poster. It's coming. It's coming up here right away. Try to get some ads in between shots and whatnot. And actually, while they're racking on one table and waiting to shoot on the other, there's my man right there, Nick's Q Innovation. Got his phone number up there so you can give him a call or shoot him a text. Or you can look him up on Facebook. All kinds of his work on there, some cool videos. And he does really great cue repair work at an awesome cost, but he also builds really amazing cues. Also, I play with his brake jump shaft. Carbon brake jump shaft, and I know a lot of people playing with his jump cues and his brake cues and his shooting shafts, and he's doing carbon, keelwood, maple, whatever you like. Wraps and tips and repairs, and he's selling gloves and chalk, and he does it all. And definitely at the most reasonable cost I've ever seen in that business, probably mostly due to how busy he is. Get this shot from Warren. He's rattled it and given Julio another chance to possibly steal this rack from Warren on the left side table there. The right side table's a bit of a mess, but Mark Lea's got to love seeing that. This is Mark's favorite, I think, from what we've seen. Mark loves it when the balls are a little tied up. He can go to work. Playing those safeties, he's real good at seeing them. Julio banking this ball on the left table. Big shot, and he drills it. What a great shot, and his teammates love it. And that's a really nice shot. Not only did he pot the ball, but he drew the cue ball to get perfect position on the 5. And a very nice angle to draw this cue ball over again. Just got to beat the side pocket right where he pointed there. James wants to know, does he have a website? I don't think Nick has a website, but you can check out his Facebook for sure. Nick's Q Innovation, or just click on his picture right there on the comments. Don Papoy, Nick Manuel, that's the man. What happened here? Did he scratch or something? Oh, he didn't get the draw. Did he decelerate his stroke? I didn't see what happened. I was looking at the comments. Had to be, yeah, decelerated. Got the decelerated stroke going. You got to get through the ball all the time. Sometimes it's very hard after you make a really great shot, like the bank shot. The next shot can be even harder if it's an easier shot, so to say. So the cut down the rail was an easier pot, an easier position than the bank with the stun draw, but can be harder just because the adrenaline is really flowing. Oh, and thank you, Nick, for always supporting Q Sports Live, and personally thank you for just always supporting me as a player. I really, really do appreciate that more than I could say, because it's a tough game and we don't exactly get a ton of support from sponsors and, you know, none from the government. So the ones that we do get from people like you, Nick, they go a long way in my eyes. I really appreciate it. And I love that you're here watching, supporting your friends, cheering on Who Ate My Rice? Okay, what's Warren's plan here for this 11 ball on the left side table? He's got to know he needs to win this game and kind of get his team in this match. They're a little bit quiet over there. A little bit quiet. Down 4-1, probably starting to have, you know, the odd negative thought. What happens if we go to the B side is what they're thinking. And Warren real quick to kick at this ball to play safe. And he's mishit it. A little bit of frustration from not getting the breakout that he wanted there. Tried to kind of cheat the pocket and stun over to get the breakout, or leave the bank. I'm not sure what the plan was there from Warren. Looks like Julio was not even going to call this, but I thought he had a free shot. I thought he could cut it more and get a free shot at the top right. I mean, not a bad shot at all. I think he's blocked to the bank side, so that could be perfect speed. Warren's going to go over and look to see how close that ball is to the rail, because he probably needs a touchy little safety here. There's not much on. I'm seeing flick the top side of the 11 as we're looking at it and try to put it in the way of the 8 going in the bottom right corner and send the cue ball towards the top left corner or towards the top rail, maybe middle to first diamond on the left. That's what I'm seeing here. I don't think he has a better shot. The speed actually might allow for not only the 11 to be in the path of the 8, but for the cue ball to rest up on the top rail. Oh, and Dumpapoy has the same shirt for Who Ate My Rice. That's a great shirt. I kind of want one too. I kind of want one too. Lan Fong watching. Probably with no sound on because she's over there playing a team match. The winner of Broken English and Apex. Lan Fong versus Jeff Wanla's team. They're going to play the loser of this match in the B-side final. I see Jeff over there with some fist bumps. He just won a game. Yeah, Warren tried to play the shot that I was calling. Yeah, see, he's pointed where he wanted the 11, and he wanted the cue ball up near that diamond on the top rail. He got the cue ball really close to where he needed it, but he did not get the 11 ball in the path. It looks like a little bit of a grinding game going on there. Still on the right, as predicted. Mark Leah grinding it out. He's got ball in hand, though. And a real nice shot from Julio on that 8 ball. That's not easy under pressure, long shot. 5-1. Who Ate My Rice looking to run away with this match. And some let's goes from Bus Boys. Trying to get this train rolling here. You got to really watch these races to 13. They can end pretty quick. Five, one. Who ate my rice? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think her hearing is bad. I saw you won a game over there. What's the score? The fans want to know. I'm just kidding. Nobody's asked. I just want to know. 5-3 for Broken English, looking at single-handedly knocking Apex out of the tournament. Yeah, Lan will be sleeping on the couch if that's the case. She was just watching, too. You better hope she's not listening. But this match is going pretty good. Who Ate My Rice playing real good pool. Really smart, too. They're kind of just keeping Bus Boys contained. As we see, the shot that Mick had to play was like a breakout, you know. The tables haven't been laying easy, so. The Filipinos playing very smart pool this morning. They brought their coach, the big dog, Warren Ortiz. Couldn't coach Pedro into not scratching on that break, though. Ball in hand for Reiner, and he needs to get his team going. I've known Reiner for a number of years, and he's a really fantastic player. I've seen him just play some super, super outs. He's such a good potter of the ball. Moves the cue ball real nice. And he's got that good tempo to his game that can be real nice to watch. So this is kind of a tough match for me to call because, of course, all these guys are my friends. Let's see. Reiner's looking at the 11 to the upper right. This is a tough opening shot. He's putting all his eggs in one basket here trying this shot. I'm surprised he's not shooting low ball. I'm surprised he wouldn't shoot low ball. I guess if he makes the shot he just made plus this shot, then he's pretty much out. It still doesn't lay super easy. He'll have to move the cue ball from the 14 to the 15. I believe the 10. Let's look at this again. Does the 8 pass the 7 into the upper left? Could he shoot the 10, then the 13, which is up table, I think. No, it's the 9. This can get a little dicey here in a second, but we'll see. If he can draw this cue ball back, shoot the 14, draw back, get shape on the 15 the side, he might be able to just send the cue ball into the 8 softly and be on the 9. I don't see getting all the way to the 9 there from that shot. Yeah, this can work good. That's a really nice shot from Reiner there on the left. And Mick needs a big one here. He's got to kick this ball in or his team's going to be most likely down 6-1. Big shot. Couple of big games here for Bus Boys being down 5-1. Yesterday we saw team up 5-1, and next thing you know, they were down 6-5, so it can turn around quick. But you got to be making clean hits, not giving up ball in hand. I think, is Mark going to miss the ball in hand here? Did he flick it on the way by the first time? I don't think so. Oh, no, and Reiner's gone all wrong there on the shape for the 8. He came up well short. What I love is that his teammate, Paul Silva, just said, it's okay. Just stay focused, find a shot. That's what you got to do. As a teammate, you got to, like, just keep your teammate's head in it. Because sometimes they just kick those balls in, and that was a great effort. And he's got more games left. He's got more shots he's going to play. So you got to kind of just try to keep his head in the game. And thanks, Peter Wood, in the Facebook. From the wet coast, he says. Springtime in BC is always fun. Let's see. Mark's just got to get from the 1 to the 3 here with a little low right English. The 8's over the side, so really only playing shape on one more ball. Gotta stay smooth on this one. Don't want to get punchy. And he did. He came up a little short of where he'd love to be, so he might be shooting the 8 in the upper right. I don't think you can take the risk of slow rolling this in to shoot the 8 in the side. You gotta catch this one a little more firm with some right spin and play the 8. The upper right, he goes 2 rails. He's going to get a big bounce and get too close to the 8. Nice, perfect. It was a pretty brave stroke to go up and down there, but I like that. When you get through the ball like that, you definitely get better results more often than not. 6-1. Who ate my rice? Just running away with this one. They're almost halfway there. And a missed bank from Reiner on the left. Table is worrisome for Bus Boys because Pedro's got wide open spaces here. The only trouble being the 4-2, but the combo lay is not terrible, and the 7-1 are in great position to disturb them if he needs to. I tend to favor not moving balls unless I have to. Even that line is not horrible. Maybe playing the bank at some point. But I don't hate the combo. I think the combo lays quite nice. Can shoot the 5 and then play the combo would be great. Cue ball right out near middle table would be perfect for that combination. Yeah, that's right, Nick. Nick's comment in the Facebook. They got lucky, he says. If anybody knows pool, that's the typical Filipino response when asked how the match went when they won. They got lucky. Always lucky. And I like that. So I adopted it as well. They win so much that I just thought, you know, copying what they do can't be wrong. Has he left the bank again? I hope he hasn't, because this is another free shot. And he shouldn't be leaving too many of these free shots. I didn't even favor playing the safety there. I think he had plenty of chances to attack that. Try to develop the balls. Yeah, Nick got lucky on the Lens Memorial. That's right. You almost got lucky twice against Stan. So close, bud. You played awesome, though. I was super proud of you. And there's a phone call that I got to take quick. Nice bank from Reiner. Actually, I'm not going to take the phone call. I'm just going to text this person back. But see that one extra safety from Pedro. This is kind of unnecessary. He called the other pocket. Oh, okay. Good to know. That makes a big difference. Did he one rail it in? I didn't even see what happened. My phone rang at the worst time. Oh, he didn't know he could one rail it. He didn't know he could spin it enough to one rail it. Unbelievable. I guess he didn't know he could spin it enough to one rail it. Yeah. It looked like he couldn't quite see enough to spin it enough to one rail it, but then he spun it perfectly. But it does often just miss there and go 2 rails, so I don't mind that he tried that.
How you doing, sir? Good. How are you? Sweeping all the Albertans?
So big difference there, 7-1 or 6-2. Speaking of getting lucky, dump a boy. They got a little lucky there, I'm not going to lie. Too many free shots that Pedro gave up, and not going to lie, is a little lucky. And of course, if you guys are in the area and you want to play some pool, we do have a tournament at 2 o'clock. A 10-ball tournament on the 9-foot's open to anyone. All our tournaments are open to anyone. We never restrict anybody from playing. The handicaps can be tough, but they're fair and ever evolving, so we're always trying to keep it as fair as possible. Handicaps are meant to be fair, meant to be kind of like a 50-50 thing, giving everybody a half a chance. But there is the 10-ball tournament on the 9-foots, $30 entry, double elimination, handicapped races, big 10-ball pot starting at over $2,000. We have some great weekly tournaments here at Leather Pocket. Friday night 9-ball, Saturday 8-ball, and a Sunday 10-ball. Next weekend we will have to postpone the Saturday tournament again, as we'll have one more session of league playoffs for the Tuesday-Thursday divisions. There's some drama unfolding over there on the other tables. I think maybe a good shot made with a scratch is going to get Apex a little closer after it was 5-3 was the last update we had there. 7-1 here is not looking promising if you're on Bus Boys, but what do we have on the right table? Can he see this ball to spin it in? I don't know if he can. Let's see, he's getting the extension out of his case, I think, on the right side table. Certainly not the jump cue. Can it be the jump cue? Could he be using the rest to jump the edge of the 8? That's a tall task. I don't know if I'm in love with that call, if that's what he's going to try. But we have a great Sunday tournament, so of course, Who Ate My Rice? They have all their Filipino fans coming in to play the tournament, and they're over there cheering them on. Big dog Warren Ortiz sitting at the table, making sure everybody's in line. Probably giving some advice here and there. Carlo with the miss on the left-hand table. Oh, he got the extension and then he scooped right over it. He was winding up a lot on that one. I'm not sure he needed to hit it that firm. I feel like it was a softer stroke required. A shorter one, he wound up quite a bit. A mistake from Ruel and a mistake on the other table from Carlo. See if Bus Boys can claw their way back into this. 7-3 looks a lot better than 9-1.
So next session starting from somebody. You can check one. Facebook page.
If you're just tuning in with us this weekend, these teams played 28 weeks of league season that all led up to this. The finale, the playoffs. The winner today is going to take home $4,500 as a team. Pretty good little scoop, if you ask me. And every team did get paid out. There were 8 teams. 7th, 8th got 1,000. Super fun league. Get to play on the same tables every week is something I really loved about it. Tables play nice, so you know what you're going to get. Of course, if you're interested in joining next session, for Winter League will start in September, but we have a Summer League starting first week of June. That'll run for 10 weeks. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday divisions. 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball. Fargo handicap teams, so fair for all. Competitive for all teams. That's the plan for this 8-ball here for Dave on the right. Positive. Does not go on the top left. And I don't use the word positive in pool very much. Use a lot of maybes. Great shot on the left there from Paul. Paul Silva, he knows his team needs him. Just about the end of the second round here. And he knows he's got to get a win on the board for his team. They need him. He's one of their top players. Paul's a longtime league player. He knows his way around the 7-foot very well. Very accomplished player. Guy runs a lot of racks. So I think he wanted to be on the 11 next, but the 11's probably easier to use to get on the 8. So if you can just play precision shape from this 15 in the side to the 11 next in the upper right, then getting on the 8 should be super easy. He just has to make sure he doesn't land like where his hand is right now. You don't want to be on that side of the 11. Got to make sure you land above it. Dead straight in would be perfect. But yeah, above it there is better than being below it, although this can still be a little tricky. I don't know if you want to just go forward softly into the 4. I think that's what he's looking at. Can't say I hate that, but there's definitely some things that can go wrong. Could potentially miss the ball, slow rolling it. You could get the 4 kind of bouncing off the rail and back in the way of the 8. Let's see. If he draws in between the 7-4, might be the higher percentage, but he's overhit it and he's gonna hook himself brutally, and that's a big mistake. And it's not a big mistake yet, I always like to say. It's only a big mistake if he doesn't kick this ball in. And I still got to give him maybe, what do we think, maybe 10, 20%? I always like to think if he shot it 10 times, how many times is he going to make it? Maybe twice? Maybe 1.5 times? Let's see. He's got to kick it in the upper left there. This is a big shot for Bus Boys. Ball's over holes, so there's nowhere to hide. It's a big one. He gets close. He could have used a rub off the 4. Ooh. He's left it pretty tough for Carlo, but lots of safety options there, I think. Looks like a little safety action happening on the other table too, so safeties all around. And this is kind of, if you're Bus Boys, you can't hate this right now. I'd kind of be loving this if I'm Bus Boys. You got to slow these guys down a little bit. Even if your balls aren't in favorable positions, at least they're not running out and just putting more wins on the board right away. You got to contain the energy a little bit. Often players play best when they're kind of free rolling, free stroking. A little bit of a mistake from, look at this shot. Unbelievable shot there from Ruel. How good is that on the right table? And Carlo on the left, he let that cue ball get lost on him a bit. He was playing the kick in the side with the safety behind the 4, but it got lost a little, and he left Paul in maybe the only position where he could pot the 8. Still got to stay still on this one, which he doesn't. He's rattled it. This is pretty big moments here for both teams. I feel like these are 2 really big games. Still very, very early in the match, but I feel like 2 very big games. That's what we call an ayah. Drove right by that one, and that's huge for Bus Boys. They really needed that. I mean, it's not over yet there. He still needs a couple of good shots, but 7-2 maybe. And Carlo on the left-hand table, he nudged the 1 into a less favorable spot. Dave thinking about this ball in hand. I think he's got to shoot the 5 in the upper right. You have ball in hand, so can just roll it in. Sorry for the moment of silence there, people. Just trying to run the show and the tournament and the stream and all that fun stuff at the same time. So Dave has played like a stop shot on that ball. I'm not sure why he didn't play a little tops, roll it in more, but he's okay on this 4. 1 good shot is all that's required. Any position on the 8 should be fine. We've seen some balls missed, but he should be okay here. One thing's for sure, his team really needs him to pot this one, get position, and win this game, and he's going to. We saw this 8 missed in another match, but I don't think we'll see it missed here. Who Ate My Rice will remember this 8 ball missed earlier on in the tournament that got them here. But he's not missing that one. And they stop the bleeding momentarily. Let's see how the other game unfolds. Looks like a half decent shot there. That's not really going to do the trick. I think he has to bank the 1 now. Or risk playing a safety, but I don't like the safety with the 8 over the hole. Momentarily stop the bleeding. Let's see what happens. We're going to have Warren break on the other table there. Well, little thought goes on the other table. Let's give a quick shout out to another one of our great sponsors, Jam Up Apparel. They're at the Super Billiard Expo right now with a booth set up. Super nice booth they got set up there. Grant drove all the way across the country to get there. He's got Johnny P in there helping him. Go check them out if you're in that area for sure. Or check out their website. Lots of cool stuff. New designs all the time. Oh, I don't know what he's doing there. He's trying to bank the 6 by the 8 and open the hole, but that's a tall task. I don't know how well that shot was ever going to work. That's a tricky one. I don't know how much I love attempting that shot. I think maybe drill the bank on the 1 there, or he had to just try to do something else. The odds of making that bank and getting the 8 out of the way and getting a good position on the other ball and having the 8 not land in a funny spot. It's just too many ands. Too many ands. So it looks like Warren's made a ball on the break on the right-hand table. He's got a tough opening shot. Let's see if Mick's got anything better on the left. Definitely not. That's just left everything tied up, but maybe that's somewhat intentional. Just have to answer a quick message here to the Leather Pocket page. Just give me a moment here. Let's see, what do we got here on the left? We got Pedro. He's gonna try to run stripes. Looks like he's eyeballing. And now he's eyeballing the 3. So low ball looks good to me too because you can open the 8 easier. He's trying to land on the 6 right away to the lower left. Smart shot. He's not perfect on it, but I do believe he has to shoot it now. Warren Saffel looking at stripes on the right side table. Yeah, he's not thrilled with what he's done there. He wanted the opposite angle on this. I can't tell which ball that is. Probably the 10 down there. He wanted the opposite angle so he could maybe punch into one of those stripes. But he could play this in off the 5 and open the hole. I think he tried to force something there. He didn't quite have the correct angle to get into that ball and get something out of it. So he tried to do a little extra, but it didn't do him any favors, that's for sure. And now he's running out of options. Nick in the YouTube wants to know my thoughts on keelwood shafts. I like keelwood shafts. I've hit with a few. I hit with Nick's. Hits great. Dwayne let me hit with one the other day. I was just spearing balls in, juicing it all around. He was quite impressed. as was I. It shot pretty straight. But I'm not sure I'm ever going to change from the Revo shaft. It's just, it performs so unbelievably well. It's hard to imagine I could ever find something that'll perform better. But as we know, technology has come a long way and will probably go a long way still. So now Warren is really running out of options. It's probably pot 15 on the left-hand side and then bank that ball that's there. Looks like the 12. But it's really tough to bank your last ball and play position on the 8. He's come up a little short. The bank in the side is a nightmare because he can't get position on the 8. We'll see what he does here. I think he's put himself in a bit of a pickle, as has Warren on the, or sorry, Mick rather, on the left-hand table. Makes the bank look easy. And now, for his next trick, which is another bank. And a much tougher one in my eyes. In off the 3, no. I think he was focused on trying to get the cue ball frozen up on the 4 enough that he didn't really give the bank that much of a run. Touchy little save from Mick is in the drain. Yeah, that one's a little tricky. When you're close to the ball, it can be really tough to kind of judge how much it's going to slide off of it. And it slid quite a bit and went straight through it. And the scratch was on, so Pedro with ball in hand. And his teammate Mark Lea at the table as well. After kind of giving a few extra chances in the last couple games, maybe they can regain that 6-game lead they had. Good shot from Mark there on the right. He's got all his balls in the open. 4 leads to the 8 quite nicely, and the 1 leads to the 4 nicely. So certainly it's got to be the 3, 2, 1, 4 from here. Let's see if we can pick apart Pedro's. Well, it's not going to matter because he's going to freeze up on this ball. Does he have the 6? I think he maybe does. That's all he's got. 4 definitely blocks the 2 from going in the upper left. Yeah, he didn't have it. He didn't have it. In those situations, if you don't have it, you got to try to find a different shot. You can't play something that you know doesn't work and just give your opponent a free chance. Like, he might have been able to try to duck underneath the 15 there. But instead, he just kind of took a flyer at a shot that I don't think was working. This is good from Mark. He's nicely on the 1 on the other table. Nicely on the 1 into the corner. He's going to have a little more angle on the 4 than he would love, but. And the 4 kind of comes to Mick's rescue there a little on the left table. Slowing down that cue ball, so he's not too thin on this one, but also he's shooting over it now. 4 is impeding his stroke a little bit. make this shot quite a bit tougher, as we saw a lot yesterday. But he drills it. Let's see where this is going to stop. It's going full into it. They're not really getting the better of the rolls in this match either. He made a fantastic shot there. He didn't have to go up and down straight into the face of the ball. He is quite a tall guy, so reaching the shot isn't really the issue. It's just that it's so thin. Don't scratch. That's not what you want to see. The scratch after a beautiful shot there on the left from Mick. He made two really great shots there. And in my eyes, got quite unlucky to scratch. And that's double trouble, as Mark Leah has won the game on the other table. 9-3. Who ate my rice? Quick shout out to my man Nick. Nick's Q Innovation. Check him out. Yeah, I told you they always say they just got lucky. Pedro sitting beside me says he brought his horseshoe today. He's getting lucky. But sometimes when you're playing good, you get lucky. You know what I find too, Pedro? The more I practice, the luckier I get. The more I practice. We got a great Sunday 10-ball tournament going to get fired up in a little over half an hour. If you guys are in the area, want to shoot some pool. 9-foot 10-ball tournament. 2 o'clock start. Free practice underway. We got some players in the room already firing in some balls. How many we got? We got about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 15 players already. With half an hour to go. 10-ball pot's big. So, of course, they're all coming out to try to get a chance at that big pot. Be over $200 a ball to start. Successful break on the right. Looks like unsuccessful on the left. That just like came wide open and nothing went in. So a good chance for Ruel there to try to do some damage. Get his team to 10-3 up. They have a pretty commanding lead, but in team pool, this can turn really, really quick. So if you're Bus Boys, you got to just keep your head in it. It's 2 games at a time. So you win 3 sets of those and the match is tied. It doesn't take much. Couple of runouts here, a couple of runouts there. All of a sudden, it's 9-9. We got Martin Kelly in the house. He's taking some names down for the tournament because we got John Savoy playing with Apex, Team Apex. John is our tournament director here at Leather Pocket Billiards. He's playing in a team match, trying to get his team into the final 3. So we got Martin, my teammate, who's here helping out. So let's see, Dave's got one really tough ball there, the 9, but I tend to think it's available from the 11. You could move it, or you could land underneath it and shoot it up table, or down table from this view. Bottom of the screen in the lower left. See what he does here. He's got a little angle on the 11. I tend to think he's going to move the 9 or move the 3. And look at that shot on the left. Diamond table in a nutshell there, folks. See that one rattle up and hang. But not the worst case scenario for Ruel there. Looks like he's left Reiner in a tough spot. Covered the pocket where Reiner needs the yellow 1 ball to go. So Dave doesn't move the 9. I thought he had a free chance to move it a little there, but I like laying up underneath it too. I do like that. Should never really move balls unless you have to, or if it's like a free chance, which he had a bit of a free chance there, but if he had have landed straight in on this ball, then it was really routine. Now he's got to make a good pot, get a good rub on the 3. There's a lot going on here. He's made a beauty. What a beauty. What a great shot from Dave there on the right. The work is not done yet. He's going to cut this 13 in and kind of flick the 4. Cue ball needs to go off the side of the 4 and off the top rail, side rail, and split the window between the 3-7, 3-5 rather, right where he's pointing there. The 8 does have lots of room into the lower right. I feel like they really need these 2 games. They can get it to 9-5. It's anybody's ball game still, but from 10-4 or 11-3, it's really possibly too big of a hill to climb. Just got to be winning games. That's all you got to be thinking here. Just winning games. Oh, we didn't get the bounce off the side rail, but this is just fine. There's nothing wrong with this at all. The only thing is that 1 ball can get in your eye a little bit, and you start overcutting this ball quite a bit. Start overcutting it into the right side rail, and it'll rattle. Because you know you can't miss it to the other side of the pocket. Because the 1 is blocking it. I think he's going to drain this 1, though. I got a good feeling about this one. He doesn't, because he just stood up off it. But that gives me an even better feeling about him making this ball. Because he's really being sure. Oh, and Lan has beat Jeff. Did she run him out? That's the question. Or did she just make a good shot? Maybe a bank shot, something like that. There's the other tables going on between Broken English and Team Apex. Got to be a close one over there. Overcut. Maybe not as predicted, but I did mention that with where the 1 was positioned, that 8 ball can certainly be overcut quite often. And now that puts even more pressure on Reiner on the other table to get a flick of that 1, and he didn't get it. And now he's got a big bank shot that's going to maybe decide Busboy's fate. Blaine says he always overcuts those, even with no ball in the area. Blaine, I will say, it's probably better to be overcutting those a little bit than undercutting them. If you undercut them, they never go in. If you overcut them, sometimes they slop in a little bit. So it's like a glass is half full kind of thing, Blaine. All right, looks like we got, who do we got over here? We got Carlo on the right. 5 balls hanging over the side. Just got to watch that cue ball stays alive, and it does. And the 1 passes the 8, so a fantastic chance for Who Ate My Rice to get this to 11-3. Ruel and Carlo at the table here. Yeah, if it's draw and the back cut to a blind pocket, it's overcut often. But I find with pool, it's very much about tendencies, shot tendencies. So if you can recognize that you often overcut it from that angle with that spin, then you can start aiming a little thinner on the ball, or thicker on the ball, rather. Cut it not as thin. And yeah, Darcy, how many times have we done that? Us pool players play a beautiful out and then miss the 8. You know, do all the work. All the balls are in the open. You got them all out. Did all the work. Missed the last ball. Looks like a little bit of a reach on this left-hand table, so he's going for the rest again. Last time this happened, he came with a big old scoop shot. Scooped right over it. Let's hope he remembers that so he doesn't do it again. At least last time their team had the extension out, that's what happened. I feel like that was kind of a smart shot from Carlo on the right, but really, you just hate giving free chances. You hear me say it all the time. Don't need to be giving up those free shots. Your opponent will punish you sometimes, because he really should have been out there. And yeah, Darcy, his name isn't Ben. Hey, sometimes I miss the 8 too. So Dave's going to kick one rail at this ball. This is a big shot. All big shots now, of course, for Bus Boys. All the pressure's on them. And that's not threatening the ball. I thought that angle was a little tough. I feel like he needed to hit it a little more firm to get into that second rail. Carlo does the right thing, confirms the ball in hand. I think it's fine to shoot the 6-7 here, then the 3-1. But if you don't like that, you can shoot the 1, the 6-7, use the 3 to get on the 8. Ruel cleans it up over there, and it's 10-3. Who ate my rice? Not sure too many people would have predicted this, especially Bus Boys being the #1 seed. And we did, of course, have the seeded draw coming out of regular season into playoffs. If you're new to sports or how playoffs work in most leagues, seeded draw means the #1 team from the season would play the #8 team in the first round. And the #1 and the #2 teams would be on opposite sides of the draw. Great shot there.
Just turned on the AC. The breaker was off.
Oh, I'm really surprised to see Carlo shooting the 3 ball first there. He must be quite awkward on the 7, but look what he's done. Look what he's done. He's made this way harder than it needed to be. I think if you guys listen to Pool often, other streams, Jeremy Jones, he tends to be probably everybody's favorite commentator. He often talks about splitting the pressure. I've heard Alex Lely talk about this as well. Split the pressure, so you kind of like take, you know, a semi-tough shot, and that leads you to another semi-tough shot rather than take one really tough shot. Look at this. He needs it to slow down. It's not going to. It's right in the drink. It's 10-4. Bus Boys really needed that. He's not going to make him shoot it. He's going to concede it. Ball in hand on the 8. No need to shoot that. Never see him miss it. And it looks like the 10-ball tournament is rocking over there. Lots of players. Of course, big 10-ball pot, so no surprise to get lots of players there. Darcy wants to know how many tournaments are we recording per year now? Not many. Not as many as before, but we did cover BCA Las Vegas, the Nationals. Grant Zemp was down there bringing you guys all the coverage. It's pretty cool. We'll be maybe ramping it up a little bit more in the near future. I know we've both been very busy, Grant and I, with other endeavors. We'll try to bring you guys lots of coverage. Rod Arriagada, he's been rocking out in Winnipeg there, doing lots of work. He's always live every weekend. He had the King of the Hill tournament. I think it's running today as well. Ran yesterday. I watched a little bit of it. Some really great pool there. Got to pick Johnny Baptiste as a favorite to win that one again, with maybe Billy Thompson out and no Klatt in the field. Meanwhile, we got league playoffs here, and Who Ate My Rice looking to snap off this hot seat match, put themselves in the final. A little closer to that $4,500 first prize. Great bank shot on the left there from Mr. Silva, but the work is not over. Can he miss the 13? He's got to cut the 6, miss the 13 with the cue ball. Can he land on the 2 into the upper right? I don't think so. I don't think so, Tim. So I think he's got to go back and forth and maybe disturb them. Or pick some kind of wizard window, then play the combo, but that's a tall, very tall order. Yeah, he's crashed into the 13 and not left anything. I don't think he sees a shot here. There's only a kick safe, I would think. See the edge of the 2 to bank it? I doubt it. I'm going to go with I doubt it. The double kiss is certainly on as well. Oh, and he's poked it. He's poked it. It was a delicate one. He was trying to flick the 2, get the cue ball to the rail, and back into the 7. They have a little laugh there about the ball in hand or not. And we got Julio. So far, so good. I think he's undefeated, if my memory serves me right. And on the right-hand table, we got a little bit of a cluster up there in the top left corner. So possibly one of the more grinding matches we're going to see today. Missed shot from Julio, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. It looked like he was playing a two-way shot, maybe. Maybe? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he really wanted to make the ball. It's just a misplayed. Oh, there you go, Mike Sundstrom. Dropping the info on me. Johnny Baptiste won the King of the Hill yesterday. Figured he would. I just didn't know if it ended yesterday. I wasn't sure if it was a two-dayer or a one-dayer. Silva 2 rails into that ball, and what a result. What a shot. 2 rails, clips the 2, freezes on the 10. Don't know if Julio's got, looks like the 11 down here. I think he does. I think he does. It looked like at first glance maybe Paul had frozen weird on that ball, but nope. And nope on the pot. see if Paul can capitalize this time. Looks to be pretty straight in. Shouldn't be a problem. Just creeps the cue ball by the 13. And if you're Julio, you got to keep your head held high because, you know, you've been playing good. It's okay to make a mistake here and there. That's what you got teammates for. Oof, Paul was standing up real quick on that ball. I wasn't so sure he was making it. He looked a little uncertain. Oh, Blaine says Klatt's down at 4 Bears. Snapping off SVB from the 8 ball. Decent. All right, Bus Boys back in the mix. 10-5 trailing now. I do believe it's Who Ate My Rice to break. Start of this 4th round here. The game on the right-hand table will be game number 1 of the 4th round. Good shot from Warren there, taking over the pocket. Pedro's gonna probably do a similar thing. Just had to get some payouts going here. Looks like, I think Broken English won over there. I'm getting some nods from Who Ate My Rice. Broken English single-handedly knocks Apex out of the event. Beat them on the A side and the B side. So as Jeff said, Land's sleeping on the couch. Which nobody believes. He might be just for saying that. And this 8 ball, this is a big one for Bus Boys. They need Warren to make this one. And he doesn't. And that, I feel like that is a big moment in this match if Pedro can find a way to punish him. Because look at the break from Ruel on the other table. How good is that break? Anybody who said second ball is a defensive break hasn't watched it executed like that. He hit it perfect. Look at the spread. It's absolute dream spread. Stripes are very available there. I think only tough balls, maybe the 9, but definitely lots of options for it. Probably both side pockets and certainly the bottom left corner. Pedro's looking at maybe getting the rest. He doesn't like the long shot on the, I think that's the 13 there. I think that's the right shot, though. Maybe just a little long, and he's been rattling that one, so you got to trust what your body's telling you, too. But in some cases, you just have to play the correct shot. I tell myself that a lot. Is even if I don't like the shot, sometimes it's the correct shot. You just have to play it correct. The correct shot there was shoot the 13, draw back a little for the 12. Kind of just even a stun would have been okay. A little stun draw. Didn't have to do anything too fancy. So Ruel over there, he's going to shoot stripes as predicted because, I mean, the 6-4 is not ideal if you're shooting low ball. Could definitely be broken out, but I certainly like stripes better on the left table there, so I'm a fan of his choice. Pedro's got to shoot the 12 here on the right side table. So shoot the 12 and go kind of 2 rails around the 13. Just got to watch. If he's thinking about playing this 2-way, I don't like his chances to make it. And cuts it right in. 2 rails around the 13 beautifully. And a great shot. And a big one here because it was 10-3 a minute ago. So 10-6, and the walls can start closing in a little. Who ate my rice? Those negative thoughts start creeping in. You start thinking about, can we blow this huge lead that we had? Unfortunately, that's how pool is. It's a very mental game. You let those thoughts creep in, and it can be devastating. So really nice of Pedro to not let that happen to them. 11-5. They're 2 games away from the final. The winner of this will be waiting for the final scheduled around 4 o'clock. The loser is going to play Broken English in the B-side final, which we have scheduled for 2, but I believe it will be shortly after 2, depending how the rest of this match goes. If Bus Boys make a comeback, it's going to be 3 o'clock when that match happens. Some league payouts flying around. Looks like Johnny Savoy pocketing a little money for their 4th place finish. Have they subbed in a player here? Are they subbing in Glenn? Or has Glenn just not shot in this match and I missed something? So on the left-hand table there, we've got Mick Landwers. He's in a bit of a tough spot here. He's going to try to cut this one in the side, spin the cue ball around and disturb something, but not that one. Didn't want to disturb that one, although, I mean, it could work if he was to, let's say, use the 2 to pot the 10, spin the cue ball into the 4, play safe. Might work because he's tied up his opponent's ball, the 11, on the 6 there. Sometimes can look like the worst shot ever, but it can work. Oh, look at this break from Glenn. Is he going to make a ball, though? He's not. Oh, he is. He's going to make 2. One of them's the cue ball. Little unlucky there to make the cue ball on the side after how square he hit that break. That's very unfortunate for it to get kissed over towards that side and then just flop in there, slow motion. Okay, good shot from Mick there, really good shot. Actually put the 11 in a worse spot, so that's very smart. And if you're Ruel there, I don't know if you can make the 9, play angle on the 15 to break the 11, so he might need to try to find a safety as well. He can use the 8 to cover those balls. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is the winner's side final of the Leather Pocket League playoffs. Make sure you do me a favor, click that share button. That's all we ask of these free streams. Share it. Click the thumbs up. Show us some love with a like and a follow, a subscribe on the YouTube. We are always live on both YouTube and Facebook. And we are very close to 50,000 followers on the Facebook, at which point I have a feeling we'll do some kind of giveaway. Maybe somebody will win a cue. I think we're only a couple hundred off. I think it said 49.7K followers. Means we're like within 300. Very, very smart shot from Ruel there. I like what he did. He's used not only the 8 for cover, but the 9 as well. He hit it. He hit it really well. Even his opponents acknowledging a great shot from him. And you love to see that. I really love to see that. Randy over there acknowledging the great shot. who we haven't got to see in this match. He may have sat himself. Of course, most of these teams are comprised of 5 players, but a lot of them have more than 5 as the league season's quite long, 28 weeks. It's hard to play every week. So you got to have maybe 6 or 7, sometimes 8 players. Got spares, and that way in playoffs too, you have some options. I kind of like having only 5 players in playoffs and having nowhere to hide, so that you have no choice but to perform, and then you really get to see what players are made of. Sometimes when you have an option, you don't really get to see what you're made of. If you can run and hide, it can affect how you play for sure. $11-5. Who ate my rice? Trying to snap off Bus Boys in this Winterside final. Winner of this match is going to be awaiting the final, scheduled around 4 o'clock, which I have a feeling will be maybe closer to 5. But let's say between 4:30 and 5. Look out, side pocket's big over there. We saw it go in on the break. Not this time. So I think he's on the 11 here, but the cue ball close to the rail, so you can't do a lot with it. You kind of just got to pot the 11 and roll the cue ball into the 5. And on the left, nice little safety from Ruel has got Mick in a bit of trouble behind this ball. He's got to spin this kick shot quite a bit. Oh, and what a beauty. What a great shot. And his teammates are loving that. That's a beautiful little shot. If you're on the YouTube, folks, back that one up and watch it again. That was a beauty. A missed shot from Glenn on the other table. He's maybe hearing some cheers there. Some cheers and some jeers. Can he see this 11? If he can, then there's a couple little ticky shots he could play. And then he's going to call the 11 in the side. I'm not sure how this is going to work. He was just drawing the cue ball to the end rail. That was one of the shots I contemplated him playing. The problem being that Mick could just roll into the 4 here if he didn't feel comfortable with potting the 2. I think he should feel pretty comfortable with that shot. Just roll it in there, just like that. I think he's just on the 4. Just. If not, he has the 7. I think he's got to play the 4, roll it through for the 6 in the lower left. So you got to get close to straight in on that 6. Played rail first, missed the pot. And he's left a pretty makeable shot on here for Ruel. I think the 9 is maybe the better option here, yeah. The 11 is very, very difficult cueing over the 4. I like the 9 and get the cue ball out. Almost where he's pointing there. A little further than that would be great, but. Reiner with a great shot there. Chip to the end rail. Hasn't left Glenn too much breathing room. And a big shot from Ruel here on the left. Could get his team on the hill with one good positional shot. Does this cue ball get onto the 11? It does. That's a beauty. He's hit that one really nice. One more good positional play, you would think, is all that's needed. He's potted it. He needs his cue ball to grow some legs. He's going to be right on the 50-yard line here. Right in between the side and the corner, but this is certainly a side shot. It's more like the 40-yard line. So not only does he have to pot this ball on the side with an elevated cue, but he needs to draw a little bit here. Avoid the 7. Oh, he's done really well to pot that and get the cue ball out near the middle, and now this big shot on the 8 to put his team on the hill. If I'm him, I'm thinking my job is done after this. I probably don't play again. So I really put all my effort into this one, knowing it could be my last shot in the match. And he makes a beauty of a stroke there as well. Really nice shooting from Who Ate My Rice here. Been very impressed with how well they've played this morning. This afternoon, I should say. Morning for a pool player. And Julio up to the table on the left. He's going to break, try to win this match for his team. But they also have plenty of tries left in the tank now, 12-5. They're huge favorites. They're actually in good position on that right-hand table because Reiner, who you see the table right now, playing for Bus Boys, thinking about this one. He's solids. Stripes has control of this table with where the 12 is. And a ball over the upper right corner actually makes a big difference for Stripes here too. Reiner's got to find some kind of crafty shot here. I might hit the left side of the 5 and try to put the cue ball near the stripe on the left and put the 5 near the stripe on the right. Try to tie it up. You got to try to tie stuff up here. You're not in a favorable spot. You try to go the other way, spin the cue ball underneath the other stripe. I feel like that was quite a bit tougher. And let's get that logo off the screen over there since they broke. It looks a little messy, but certainly workable. Certainly workable. If you're Who Ate My Rice, you love shooting here, trying to run this out. You got like a bunch of free chances. If you're Bus Boys, you don't love to see your opponent shooting here. You got to be at the table. You got to be the one trying to run these out. Got a big hill to climb, so you got to make a whole bunch of nice outs. It's not going to be handed to you, you know that now. Is Glenn going to try to pot this ball on the side? I think he is. It's kind of a free shot. Oh, and he's hit it really nice. And look at this roll from Julio on the left. When it's your day, it's your day. Glenn can close this one out, so that rollover on the left table might not even matter. Glenn on the right just needs to pot this, kind of go 2 rails with the cue ball back and forth. Always nice to have a ball over a hole. Is your last one, near a hole, should say. He's pretty close to straight in. He can draw this back, or he can cheat the hole and go forward off 2 rails, a little inside. But I like the drawback if he's that straight. It's almost foolproof. Okay, he's got the little spin off the right side rail. But he can scratch here, and this match could not be over. Or he could have been hooked by the horn, as we say. But he's not. So this 8-ball for the win here, and to get them into the final. You hear the cheers. 13-5. What a performance from Who Ate My Rice. They came to play. They came to play to get themselves into the final. What a match. And so that'll send Bus Boys to the one-loss side. They're going to play the B-side final against Broken English. Will be coming up very shortly. Make sure you guys don't go too far. We'll be back in a flash. If you haven't already, like and follow the Facebook, subscribe on the YouTube. See you all soon.